season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16.
Here's Jakeem Grant from his end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
They start on the ground with Nick Chubb, and he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
Christmas Eve here in 2022. A big slate today of Saturday games. But we will have, ready for this, a triple header of action on Christmas Day tomorrow. I think it's pretty safe to say we won't have a white Christmas in any of these places, however. We start with the Packers and Dolphins in Miami at 1 Eastern. Then you got the Broncos and Rams from Los Angeles. And then finally, the Bucks and Cardinals at 8:20 Eastern in the desert. Plus one more for good measure on Monday. Once the family's all gone back home and Grandma's puttered out of the house, grab the leftovers and sit back and watch the Chargers and the Colts from Indianapolis.
Off of play action, it's Watson. Got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Handoff up the middle, Hunt. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. A good play there as the Browns strike for 16 and a first down.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid game.
Back to the ground. This time it's Chubb. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
Second down, here's Chubb again.
Give him 3 yards on the run there. That still leaves him with a difficult 3rd and 8 coming up.
This defense for the Saints, they played extremely well last week in the win over Atlanta.
No matter what coverage was called, they were right in the hip pockets of the receivers all game long. Step for step, running their routes with them. Turned out they were right there every time the ball was in the air, and they came away with 5 interceptions in that one.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. On 4th down on is Corey Bojorquez to punt. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. This is taken at about the 14. A nice punt, but a good run back as well at 13 yards. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10.
Winston and the Saints now with a 1st and 10
at their own 26. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down.
Perrion Winfrey
In there to drop him, and that will go in the books as the first sack of his young NFL career. Congratulations, young man. So after the sack, they'll come up on a still manageable 2nd and 13. Jameis to throw it. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Man coverage is certainly a staple of their defense, and it's built for plays like that, forcing that incompletion.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They go play action. Winston. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep, try to throw some air under it, and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they were unsuccessful.
It's a 40-yard punt, 6 yards on the return, and the Browns will take over 1st and 10. The Browns drive about to get started.
Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10.
And he's going to bull his way forward to the 48.
Yeah, so they get that one, Charles, on the right tackle.
Yeah, oftentimes in that spot, you're trying to work against a defender, trying to set the edge in the running game, and you're trying to drive around and get your body twisted so that he can't get there. Sometimes your hands get too involved.
Demario Davis there on the stop. Throwing on 2nd and long. Watson,
that's into the hands of Donovan Peoples-Jones. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Now it's Watson. Dumps this to his running back, Chubb.
And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. They'll try to run for the 1st down with Hunt. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. But just a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed, as that'll give them a 1st.
The Browns at 10-4 on the year. Charles, they were losers last time out. What do you think they need to do differently here?
Well, I don't think it needs to be as drastic as burning up last week's game tape or not watching it, but the attitude has to be what's done is done. Let's move on. Put that one behind them, galvanize themselves, and go forward and get a win in this one. I think what we just saw their partner was linebacking speed that can trump O-line power. We see that at times because he filled the gap before the offensive lineman could get to the next level and take him on.
They go with Chubb on 2nd down. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12. We're scoreless after 1. On to the 2nd from Cleveland. It's the Browns in control of the football as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. Now Watson steps away to his left. He's going to look end zone here for Cooper. And that will be incomplete. Oh, he left that one in a bad spot, but fortunately it's just an incompletion and not picked to bring up 4th down. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. And the Browns are out to a 3-0 lead.
Well, both teams kind of feeling each other out here. And now after 3 drives, we have a score with that field goal.
Yeah, they're still waiting for their breakout drive to come to them, all right? They're using the playbook well. They're looking for that extra section that says touchdowns instead of field goals. But they'll take the 3 for now and try and get set up for more later.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
On 2nd and 15 now. Winston. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Winston. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
2 drives won't tell the story of this game, but you absolutely have to like how this defense has played thus far. They have yet to allow this offense to get on track in this one.
Blake Gillikin on to punt now on 4th down. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. So a good punt there, but a nice return of 11 yards. And the Browns have a short field in front of them now as they take over 1st and 10. Now Chubb running right. Down to about the 45. Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there. We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
2nd down, here's Chubb again. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time.
Back-to-back runs, I'd say that encompassed maximum effort for minimal gain.
Minimal yardage, and now they're going to need something more than minimal on this play coming up. The Browns on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Watson. And he's got his receiver, Cooper. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. In this weather, any big play in the passing game, that's just a bonus, right?
It certainly is, but oftentimes offenses think inclement weather plays to their advantage because you know where you're going on offense. Defenders have to react, and they often slip.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Running with Hunt here out of the shotgun. And he'll get 4 there, down to about the 12-yard line.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good 1st down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on 1st down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. From the gun, it's a give to Chubb. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. So 7 yards from the 1st down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Now a play fake, and it's Watson. He rifles one that's intercepted. And the Saints are going to get it back here just past the 35.
And that felt like a little extra pressure on that 3rd down attempt, and their mistake cost them points because they're inside the red zone. So you know you've got at least a field goal waiting for you. And in this case, they end up with nothing.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. Still in the 1st half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Browns defense has a touchdown. Now Cade York for the extra point. Takes it off the right upright, and it's no good. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. Back to it after the pick six. Winston. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
That's now 6 dropbacks, 6 incompletions. Yeah, the defense been pretty good early, but he's got to start hitting some of those throws. He's making them better than what they actually are.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Off the play fake. Winston. And he finds a man on a crossing route. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. A gain of 32 that time.
This offense has been slow to get started, but that play will certainly give them a little bit of life. Maybe the late wake-up call that they had been seeking.
Jameis now on first down. On the check down, he finds Kamara. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. Jameis again. And a quick throw here, that's complete.
And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
On third down, they're going to go with the option.
And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. That winds up being a 4-yard loss and leads to 4th down.
Here's Blake Gillikin now.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Returnable for Grant. 33 yards is the distance on the punt there.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. And still plenty of time remaining here in the half, more than a minute. And we'll see if they just want to protect that lead or try to add on to it.
Well, with as much time as is left on the clock, I would imagine it would be the latter. I think they're going to try and add on to it. So what they're going to tell the team is very simply, if you can get out of bounds after making a play downfield, terrific. If you can't, everyone hustle to the line of scrimmage, either run another play or clock it and start over again.
To throw on second is Watson. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Following that sack, Watson and the Browns backed up for a 3rd and long.
They'll set up to throw. Going up top. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. On 4th down, on is Corey Bajorquez to punt. Taken right around the 44. An excellent return that time, 26 yards. And the Saints will have a short field in front of them. They take over here, 1st and 10.
A 1st and 10 here. You know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a 1-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost.
Now Winston. And it's intercepted at the goal line.
Picked off by Greg Newsome. And the Browns are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. And that now 2 interceptions thrown in the second quarter.
And you know, a lot of people look at these guys and they think to themselves that maybe, possibly, they're still thinking about the first one. And they probably are. I think in this case, he's just trying to atone for the first interception. Tried a little bit too hard, maybe forced it a bit, and instead created a second one.
They begin this drive with Chubb. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Here's Watson. He's going to loft one deep over the middle.
And this is incomplete. Oh, he looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Back to throw, Watson. He's going to go up top again. And it's intercepted. Picked off by Alontae Taylor. Well, these defensive coaches, they sure like what they've got in this rookie corner. And with good reason, as you saw there.
He only cost him a day 2 pick, and a lot of people thought he had first-round ability. But when he was available on draft night, that was one where you didn't need the full time to make the selection. You call that pick in early, and he shows why he was so coveted with that interception there.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot. This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. They came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
To throw again on second down. Winston looking long for Thomas. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Yeah, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
On 3rd down, Winston. And, Jameis intercepted a 3rd time.
Picked up by Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. And the Browns are going to take possession of the football. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
They run again on 1st down, Chubb. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. He hit his first one, this from 44 yards out now.
York able to send this one through.
And that will do it for this first half. So we are at halftime here on Christmas Eve. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3 alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon. The lake effect snow set to continue for the second half of action as we are back underway.
This taken in at the goal line.
And he's going to be out of bounds here as the run back will leave him shy of the 20-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter three.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now they got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
And he can muster only a couple here to the 24.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Play fake. Winston. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Myles Garrett gets in there to drop him for a loss of 13 yards, and it's also fourth down now.
I'd say it's not panic time yet, but let's be honest about it. Empty possession here, not what you're looking for when you're down a couple of scores.
Absolutely not. Trying to start the second half off on the right foot. Unfortunately, going to give the ball up. Here comes Grant on the return. It's a return of 5 following a punt of 42 yards.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
The Browns drive about to get started. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's going to take this across the 50 and into Saints territory. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. They run it again with Chubb. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. Now, they had stopped him for a loss on the run anyway, so they'll decline that.
It's almost a good psychological advantage, isn't it? You created a penalty, and you still couldn't gain yards against us. No way we need to take that one.
And for the Saints here on third down, an extra defensive back on the field. Watson now to throw. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu.
And the Saints are going to take possession of the football. So that, Charles, maybe the play that this defense has been looking for.
They've hung in there, and if they lose this game, it won't be from a lack of effort on their part. The key question is, can the offense finally do something, because we're into the third quarter, and a 0 is still glowing on the scoreboard.
Sliding out of the pocket. And he wisely will throw that one away.
His impatience has to be bubbling over, trying to find a way to get his team to the end zone for the first time. He did find a way to break, contain, and get outside to buy his receivers a little extra time, but the connection couldn't be made on that throw.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Throwing, Winston. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Play action now, Winston. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Picked off by Greg Newsome. And the Browns are going to take possession here at their own 33. A disappointing end to that drive, making it to the red zone, but they'll again, CD, wind up with nothing.
And nothing, that's been the key word, because they've had drives throughout that have finished off with nothing. Can't finish off a drive to save their lives in this game. And this one winds up again, giving them, dare I say it, nothing.
Second down, here's Chubb again.
And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5. To throw is Watson. He's going to loft one deep left side here. That's caught inside the 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland.
Anthony Schwartz.
His 11th touchdown of the year. As his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. And it's no good. It has not been his day. That's the 2nd extra point he's missed so far. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away.
Taking it about the 1. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
3rd quarter action, and we appreciate you spending your Christmas Eve right here with us. 2nd and 10.
Winston. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, partner, they've certainly played up to their top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. He's got his man on the crossing route.
And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. To throw is Winston. And he will find his man on the end route, complete. A big play there on the catch and run. 67 yards. We know he's good at catching the football, but then after the catch, he's got escapability.
Not only that, he's got some toughness as well, because you know he's coached very hard to make sure he battles through, breaks tackles, and then they finish with, but don't fumble the football.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal. Kamara trying again. And he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints.
Alvin Kamara. That's his 18th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Saints are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the 3rd.
Will Lutz on for the point after. And that one makes this an 11-point deficit now. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
On the return from his end zone is Grant. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21.
The Cleveland offense ready to go.
Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10.
They'll start this drive out on the ground.
And they'll get to him quickly here as he'll get a yard, just a yard to the 22.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
2nd down, here's Chubb again. And not much doing there, maybe a yard up to the 23.
We're off to the 4th quarter here on Christmas Eve. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Browns on 3rd down. They're right at about the league average, 40%, 4 for 10. This is 3rd and 8. And again, it's Chubb. And he will be marked down short of the 1st as they get to him at the 29. It's a 6-yard gain, and it leaves them looking at a 4th down.
And once again, leverage wins. The offensive line, lower than the defensive front. They moved them and found some good space for the guy carrying the ball.
The Browns send out their punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away. Taken from just outside the 30. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started.
Well, still a long way to go, but trending upward. They scored the last time out, you remember. Then their defense forced the punt. Now they try to inch closer, but still ultimately down 2 scores in the final quarter.
Jadeveon Clowney showing the explosiveness on the sack. After the sack on 1st down, Hill. And the catch made by Johnson.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? Play action. It's Hill. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
Good clean play. No flags coming out of the pocket of the officials. Turns into an incompletion, and that should get them off the field with a 3 and out.
Desperation time. Winston on 4th down.
And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They felt compelled to go for it, and they got it.
Well, I'd look down at my play sheet, and what I would find, plays have been successful throughout the game that have worked in the distance you need, and that's exactly what they got done.
Meanwhile, Winston throw complete there to Thomas.
And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. That catch, by the way, number 542 in his NFL career. That draws him level with Lance Allworth, who was a Hall of Famer with the Chargers back in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah, the man they call Bambi. So if you're in that type of territory, catch the same number of passes he caught, you know you're on your way to a big-time career. And just think, he's not through yet.
And some room to maneuver. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 14 yards is the pickup. First down, New Orleans. On play action, Winston. Throwing out right here, caught by Olave. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They go play action. Winston. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Chris Olave. A 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Saints have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth. So very late in the game here, but with that score, some light at the end of the tunnel.
There's still hope. Now they look at the score and say, hold on a second. This thing's not over yet. Let's keep battling.
A big spot now for the Saints as they'll indeed go for 2. That's caught at the 2. And he will get into the end zone to cut the lead down to a single point. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
On the return from his end zone is Grant. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
The Browns drive about to get started. After the touchdown we just saw, we have a brand new ball game. And now look at the situation. You got plenty of time on the clock. Defensively, they have 3 timeouts. So do you run the football here or do you throw it?
I think you have that full conversation with your offensive unit, and you tell them, here's the situation. They've got all their timeouts, so we are not going to play this conservatively. We've got to attack them. We've got to make them use those, gain the ground that we need in order to put this game away. If you think we're just going to run it 3 times and punt it, you got another thing coming.
Yeah, and by the way, also the 2-minute warning in play, so essentially 4 timeouts left.
They have to be aggressive here.
On 2nd and 12, Watson. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Now it's Watson. Dancing to his left. Marcus Davenport. Make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. And now defensively they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. The Browns send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he's able to get it out of there. Now Drake loses the football. Now they try a lateral, but it doesn't work. It's a loose ball. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line.
I remember sitting in special teams meetings, and at some point during the meeting, the coach would always say, you better treat this one just like you're playing offense or defense. It's a big part of the game. And we just saw evidence of why right there with that fumble.
Yeah, fumble on the punt, and after it was turning up to be a pretty decent return.
Yeah, a really nice return. They were going to be set up okay, and the offense would feel good running onto the field. And now the defense has to try it out there and try and slow them down.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7. They'll go left side on the ground with Chubb. And he'll get it down here to the 43.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Watson now to throw.
And this one incomplete. And another throw that really could have been, maybe should have been intercepted. That would have been number 4. Instead, it's 4th down.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple of big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
They will indeed snap it to Watson. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted.
Picked off by Paulson Adebo. And the Saints are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line.
So, my goodness, I wouldn't have thought this possible not too long ago, but that turnover there means we have a game again.
Yeah, it's been a completely different team here in the second half. I just wonder on the other side of the field, where the starters telling the backups, get ready, you're going to get some playing time. And now guess what? Hope they didn't cut the tape off of their wrists and ankles. They've got to go back out there and play.
Here's a quick throw left side to start things out. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. So the completion good for 7 there. And that'll bring up 2nd down. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
On 2nd down, Kamara. And he's got room. Touchdown, New Orleans.
Alvin Kamara
with touchdown number 20 on the year.
And the Saints use the defensive breakdown to take the lead away here in the 4th.
Well, I guess when you look back on it, it was just a matter of time until he popped a big one like that. And, you know, at halftime, you and I discussed it. They had done a nice job on him in the first half. But there were a couple of occasions where it felt like he might wiggle out of traffic and take it to the house. Finally here in the second half, that got done.
You always worry about the plant foot in the snow, but no problems there. And that will make this a 4-point game. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Cleveland offense ready to go.
Here comes another drive from this unit, and Charles, they're coming off a costly mistake on the last possession, an interception in a game that is very close right now.
Well, as we know, they all sting no matter what the situation, but in a one-possession game, that'll hurt a little bit more. But this is an excellent opportunity to make up for it on this drive. I just don't expect them to try and take huge gambles to make up that momentum in a hurry.
Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. Good push up front and that run in between the tackles.
Let's play the leverage game here. Offensive line just got lower than the defensive front, and they were able to get their pads on them and move them backwards and create space for their running back to roam.
A little bit of daylight on that first down run sets him up nicely. 8 yards on the carry. 8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2.
Now Watson.
And he's got Cooper on the out route. That's complete. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45.
Well, they got the yardage they needed there. Picked up the first down. Got out of bounds. How about the urgency that they have as well as they understand where they are on the field?
To throw, Watson. And that's going to be caught by Peoples-Jones.
And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds.
Here's Watson.
Being chased out left. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there.
Watson to throw.
Forced out to his left. Now he's going to let it go deep left side.
And that will be incomplete. Oh, he left that one in a bad spot, but fortunately it's just an incompletion and not picked to bring up fourth down.
They took their shot for the end zone, almost cost him.
And he made the right play there, knocking it away. But, boy, it looked like he had a chance to come down with the football. And if he does that, this thing is over. Instead, he leaves him out there with another chance.
Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. Desperation time. Watson on fourth down. To the sideline, and he's got it. They say the feet are down. Yes, the line judge says they're in. That'll be a first down. 11 yards on the pickup, and that'll be good for a Cleveland first.
Watson.
Buying time to his left. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's second down.
I did like his decision-making there to make sure they picked up something instead of forcing a throw. Now they've got more manageable play coming up to try and pick up the first down, and don't rule out the possibility that he just keeps it and runs again.
In motion comes the tight end left.
Watson. Going out wide, finds Chubb.
So now with 6 seconds remaining, we get a timeout on the field. Now Watson. To the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
One last throw here for Watson. And this is incomplete. So no miracles here on the final play. And this ball game is over.
Partner, what a finish to this one. I mean, this offense, they had it down there inside the red zone, but ultimately couldn't execute that final snap to find the end zone.
Yeah, and they're going to walk away from this one, and you know what's going to go through their heads the entire time until they get to play again. If we could only have that final snap to do over one more time, maybe with a different play call.
So for the Saints, the wins keep coming as this one moves them to 12-3 on the year. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Philly to take on the Eagles. Meanwhile, for the Browns, it's a bad time of year to take a loss like this as they drop to 10-5. And they'll try to rebound next week on the road in Washington.
Goals, I'm bringing my game. All of that talking just sound like a show. I'm just letting you know that I'm not entertained. You hear the crowd, they screaming my name. I got the stadium going insane. Done with the talking, it ain't no discussion. You started, I finished, put me in the game. Put me in the game. Yeah. Put me in the game. All of that talking just sound like a show. I'm just letting you know that I'm not entertained. Hey, coach. Put me in the game. They put me in, so I'm going in. You play for fun, I'm playing to win. Back on the wall, I'm ready for war.